Hello and welcome to this perfect business day exercise from me, Maria Gaian. Who am I? I am an intuitive business coach, a green witch, a soul healer, a tarot card reader, and the founder of Wild Fox Alchemy. Sounds a bit woo-woo, doesn't it? I actually specialise in helping women to start and grow magical businesses. And by that, I don't mean as magicians. I mean businesses that change lives. I like seeing other people do good in the world through their businesses. Through my wild retreats, courses and tarot card readings, I help women just like you to discover their passion and purpose, and I show them how they can manifest the abundant, meaningful business they desire and deserve. So let me show you how you can manifest a successful business that lights up your life. Why should you learn from me? Well, because I'm living proof that everything I teach works. Back in 2013, I was living in emergency housing in the UK. I was penniless, I was severely depressed, I was out of work, and I was at rock bottom. In fact, I go as far as to say I was at the rock bottom end of rock bottom. I'd had a mental breakdown, and I just lost my dream business, my income, my home, my reputation, some friends. Oh, I really found out who my friends were, I can tell you. And it was horrific. I was living with my soulmate Mac and my kids, and I could not see a way out. Fast forward to today, and as I'm recording this, it's May 2021. I live in Spain. I am running businesses I love in partnership with my gorgeous soulmate Mac. My kids are here living with me, all except one who's very happy back in the UK. I'm happy, and my life is something that other people only ever dream of. What I want to say is that I am not anything special. I just learned the secrets to unlocking my true potential and banishing the blocks that I had created to my business success. And I can help you do the same so that you can create the magical business and, as a side effect, the magical life that you dream of too. Why bother doing this exercise at all? This exercise is an oldie, but it's a goodie. A lot of coaches use it, and there is a good reason why. So many of us are not living the lives that we secretly dream of. We end up living our lives based on what our parents, partner, society and culture expect of us, or we settle for what we have because we think we don't deserve or can't have what we truly desire. The point of this exercise is to find out what you really want from your business without any boundaries, limits or influence from anyone else. Discovering what you really want is the first step to making sure that your business works in tandem with your life. How can you take charge of your own destiny if you don't know what you want in the first place? So it's time now to grab a pen and your journal and find a quiet space. You can print the accompanying workbook that I've created if you want, or you can answer the prompts that I've given you in your own journal. And I would invite you to describe in a very detailed way what your perfect business day looks like. I've divided the day into time slots for the purposes of this exercise, but you can change them to suit your life. Not everybody's life is the same, and I appreciate that. But remember, this is not just your business, but your life that you're designing. Your business will affect your life. You cannot separate the two. So it's important to really think deeply. Don't rush this exercise. Think hard about how the kind of business that you want will affect the rest of your life. Your family, for example. I'm not talking now about whether they'll approve or not. I'm talking about you being busy with a business. Is that going to get in the way of raising children or spending time with a partner, for example? What do you want your business to bring to you? Do you want more freedom? Do you want more security, more time with your family, the ability to live where you want? Take a lot of time over this and really think hard about what it is you want. Not about who you want to impress, and not about who you want approval from. I cannot begin to tell you how powerful this exercise is. For me, the proof is in the pudding. I created my perfect business day exercise back in 2013 after my previous business failed. As I said before, I was at rock bottom, I had no money, I had no home, and I had no idea what to do next. So I wrote my heart out, and I decided that I wanted a complete change. I wanted to live in Spain with my family. I wanted to be in the sunshine. I wanted to be the custodian of some amazing Spanish horses. I wanted to be a published writer. I wanted to start a meaningful business that gives back to the world somehow. And I wanted to share everything that I learned along the way. about mental health, about self-care, and about how not to make the stupid mistakes I made that led to the end of my business. I also wanted some simple things, little details like freshly squeezed orange juice every day. I wanted to be able to eat breakfast with my partner, not be in a position where we were both rushing off to work and barely had time to even look at each other. I wanted us to be able to regularly go to the beach and swim in the sea. I wanted to be healthier, wealthier, and happier. I wanted to read more, I wanted to dance more, and I wanted to meet lots of new interesting people. At the time, it seemed like a total fantasy. I didn't have 2 pennies to rub together. We were literally relying on food banks to feed us. We had no work. I was depressed. I had no confidence left. How were we going to realise that perfect day? But within 2 years, that life that I wrote down in detail became mine. Yes, I live in Spain, my friend. I live halfway up a magical mountain that opened my heart to a bunch of new things. I got interested in herbalism, in green witchcraft, in essential oils, in flower essences. It changed my world. I have the horses that I wrote about. I've met some pretty amazing people. I am healthier. I do have fresh OJ squeezed by my gorgeous soulmate. I'm running businesses that I love, and I'm sharing everything that I have learned about running a business, about business blocks, about how to avoid the mistakes that I made. I now give back to the world wherever I can. It worked, and it can work for you too. I'm also going to tell you about something else that I wrote down in detail in that journal. I wrote a very brief paragraph about how I wanted a little sports car, a soft-top sports car that Mac and I could drive up the coast with the roof down, with the wind in our hair, and it would just be amazing. And then promptly forgot about it. And then it's about 6 months ago now, I found the old notebook that I'd written all that stuff down in, and I was just sitting there with my mouth open, ticking off all the things that I'd written and all the things that had happened. And then I came to the bit about the sports car, and I was floored by it because I hadn't even remembered writing it. But there it was, a little red sports car, a soft top, Mac and I going down the seafront with the wind in our hair, enjoying the ride. I had that little red sports car. When we came over, my car broke down and we decided we would get another one, just a little run around. And we went to the local garage and we found a little red sports car. And we test drove it and it was terrible. It was terrible. It was vibrating like mad as we were driving. It was great when you hit some speed, but if you were driving around town, the vibration was just ridiculous. So we had to say no to it, and we were disappointed and sad, but that was the way of it. Then the car dealership came back to us and said, "We've taken it into a garage and we've had the vibration fixed. Would you like to come back and test drive it again?" So we did, and the car was different, and it worked, and we got a really good deal on that little car. And the best bit about that little car was we drove from Alicante down to Gibraltar to our wedding in it, and it is one of my favourite memories. Now, to be fair, the way I imagined it had a few less flies and less trouble with my hair blowing about. But I loved that car, and we had that car, we manifested that car, and it was when I reread that journal and I saw every single thing that I had wanted on my shopping list had happened. Oh, it just blew my mind. This thing works. The one downside to this perfect business day exercise is that if you're like me, and I'm a Gemini, and very typical of a Gemini, you might like to have a lot of variety in your work, and you may not want to do the same thing every single day. If it's too hard to stick with one perfect business day, and you have the time and the energy, you could always describe your perfect week. A word of warning before we go any further. I know that it's tempting to say that all you want is a business that gives you masses of money and a lifetime of leisure. There are a lot of people who believe that their dream life involves a business that simply gives them enough money to pay other people to do the work whilst they lie by a pool all day getting massages. Well, that would be the end of the exercise, wouldn't it? If only it were that simple. I don't know of anybody who's managed to start a business like that. Definitely not at the start. It might end up that way. You know, I don't know, maybe Mark Zuckerberg is free to just lay by a pool all day getting massages, I don't know. But it isn't like that at the start. I can tell you that for nothing. It's just not that simple. And I wanted to tell you a story about a men's business coach. His name is Aaron Walker, and I heard his story a few years ago and it kind of stuck with me. When Aaron was younger, he built a business that became very, very successful. And in his late 20s, he decided to sell that business for a lot of money. Suddenly, he had enough money to retire on, which sounds amazing, doesn't it? Aaron and his family, and he got a wife and some kids, could do anything they wanted. They could holiday in amazing places, they could buy things without having to check the price tags. He bought loads of fun toys for himself and his children, and he literally had all day free to do exactly what he wanted. He did good things too. He donated to charities and he supported people in need. It sounds like the perfect life, never mind a perfect day, doesn't it? But then it all went wrong. And after a couple of years of playing golf and being free to do exactly what he wanted to do all day, every day, Aaron started to become depressed. Despite having all that money and freedom, he found himself with no reason to get out of bed in the morning. Well, how come? You know, he was loaded and he was young enough to enjoy it, which seems ridiculous, doesn't it? But what Aaron discovered is that most of us don't really want just money. We aren't designed to indulge ourselves all day long. We do like freedom, however. Freedom to choose what we want to do without the pressure of knowing where the next dollar is coming from. But to get that freedom, we don't need to be multimillionaires. We have choices now. And that might not sound great to you, and you might not believe me right now, especially if you're cash strapped. You know, I know what it's like to have nothing. Absolutely nothing. But what I discovered is it really isn't money that makes people happy. Ask lottery winners. Some of them are absolutely miserable. They've waited their whole life to win the lottery and it makes no difference to how they feel on the inside at all. What Aaron found was that he needed purpose in his life. He needed a reason to get up in the morning. And he didn't get that from money. He wasn't motivated to earn money anymore because he had loads of it. But having the money didn't give him a purpose. So he decided he would start a very elite, very expensive actually, new coaching business for men. And now he will admit that his life is complete, fulfilled and very happy because he has a purpose. And your business should not just be about money. This is so important. It should be about your passion and your purpose. It should be a business that makes you happy to get out of bed in the morning. It's okay to make money. That's not what I'm saying. Make no mistake that I'm saying that you can't make money. Just don't make it the only thing that you want a business to do for you. You have to enjoy running the business. So grab your journal and let's see what you would really do if you could do anything at all on your perfect business day. Let's start with waking up. How do you feel? Where are you? What country are you in? City? Countryside? By the sea? What's your house like? How many rooms? What's the bedroom like? What's the bed like? What are you wearing? I always chuckle when I read that because I used to get asked that all the time on AOL Messenger. I'm aging myself now, back in the 90s. What are you wearing? Who are you with? Are you with a partner? Cat? Pile of dogs? Are you alone? Imagine looking in the mirror now. What do you look like? Are you well groomed? Are you toned? Are you wearing some really nice nightwear? Are you nutty? What is it? God, this is going downhill really fast, isn't it? What are you wearing? Nothing. Are you a morning person? Do you leap out of bed full of vigour, ready for the day? Or do you prefer a cup of tea in bed while you come round a bit? Me and Mac are very different here because I just get straight out of bed and start work. Mac likes to stay in bed and come round for like 3 hours reading the morning papers. That would just so bore me. Who'd bring you a cup of tea if you were having a cup of tea in bed? And keep it real because Brad and George are taken. Do you have to get up at the crack of dawn to bake bread or go to a market or to harvest produce for your business? Is it that kind of business where, you know, you're a 5 a.m. kind of gal? Write it all down in detail in the workbook or in your journal. Take your time over it, think about it. What would be your morning routine? What do you have for your breakfast? Do you have fruit? Do you have freshly baked croissants from the bakery? That's what Mac and I do on a Sunday here. Do you exercise? Do you do yoga? Do you have a run on the beach? Do you swim in the pool? Do you just sit and watch the sun come up with a nice cup of coffee? Do you walk the dog? Do you go straight to work? Many people find they work best first thing in the morning. I know I do. Is it up to you to take the kids to school? What car do you drive? Do you have someone else drop them off? Are you in walking distance of a school? What clothes do you put on? Write it all down. It's late morning now. What are you doing? Let's talk about what your dream business would be. Is it an online business? A mobile business where you drive around going to other people's homes, maybe to do their hair or Reiki healing or, I don't know, fitness training, personal training? Do you go to various markets? Do you sell at different markets? Essential oils or soaps or cosmetics? Or are you the owner of a bricks and mortar shop, so you have to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning to open up? Are you running a business whilst travelling the world? Do you drive around the country in an RV? Are you backpacking in Thailand? One of my previous clients is somebody that desperately wanted to get an RV and travel and needed a business to be able to sustain that lifestyle because they knew that they weren't going to be able to afford it otherwise. Are you coaching clients? Are you writing a book? Do you teach yoga, meditation? Are you renovating a chateau so that it's a hotel in France? Do you run retreats in Spain? Like me, yay. Are you reading tarot cards from a New Age shop in Glastonbury? What is your business? What is it that you really want to do? And then who do you work with? Do you work with your partner? Would you hate to work with your partner? Do you have a brilliant team of staff? What exactly do you want to do? And what kind of people would you love to serve and would you love to work with? Just write it all down. Take your time, pause this if you need to, and write it all down. We move into lunchtime. When do you stop for lunch? Where do you go? What do you eat? Who do you eat with? Business associates? Potential clients? Are you the person that provides lunch for others, so you have to have an early lunch or a late lunch once you're finished? Do you eat at home with family? What kind of things do you talk about? Write it all in detail in your workbook or in your journal. We get to early afternoon. What are you doing now? More work? Writing your book? Homeschooling your kids? That's been a big thing since the pandemic, hasn't it? Are you running a business coaching session? Do you spend time with your friends? Do you visit family members? Is this the time when you go to the gym? Are you helping someone? Do you meditate or write in your journal at this point? It's late afternoon. What's next? Are you collecting the kids from school? Are they being collected by somebody else, leaving you free? Are you shopping? Do you have business meetings? Do you have research and development time? Are you reading on the beach? Who are you with? What are you talking about? What kinds of things are you interested in doing? Are you creating something? Are you creating online courses? Are you writing books? Are you painting? Are you developing new recipes? Blogging? Walking the dog in the countryside? Gardening? We move on to dinner time. What time do you eat? Previously, when we lived in the UK, I would have said we ate around about 5, 6 o'clock and then got the kids in the bath and off to bed. Here it's very different. We eat quite late, sometimes 9, 10 o'clock at night. Do you eat with your family? Yep, we certainly do. Do you eat with your colleagues? Are you with a group of friends? Are you alone? Do you love to cook or does someone cook for you? Are you the chef in your own restaurant? Do you take the time to set your table and use your favourite dinner service and wine glasses? Do you like candles? Write down your favourite foods. What would you eat on your perfect business day? What would you drink? Are you the kind of person that is mindful of what you eat? Just write it all down. These little details seem like nothing, but they actually really matter. So now we're into the evening. Are you still working? Are you running moonlit retreats in the woods? What does your business give you the freedom to do in the evenings? Do you spend time with your family? Are you with a romantic partner? What's your ideal romantic partner like? How do they treat you? Are you a very sociable person who loves to go out and network in the evenings? Do you wind down by watching TV? Do you like going to the movies? Do you read? Go for a walk? Fitness class? Painting workshop or something like that at a local college? Do you go for a horse ride along the beach or in the woods? The world in this situation is your oyster, so write it all down, what you would love to be doing. Now it's bedtime. And I know for most people, you'll go to bed. But maybe you're a night worker. Maybe you do something that has to be done at night. Are you somebody who likes to go to bed early? Do you like to stay up late? This matters because you can't possibly run a bar in Spain if you can't stand staying up late, because that's not going to work for you. Do you read in bed? Do you listen to audiobooks? Do you love a really lovely bath with gorgeous essential oils in it and candles lit all around you? Are you on your own? Are you with somebody wonderful? Do you pray, meditate while the sun goes down? Give thanks for the day you've had? Write in your journal? Call someone to say good night? How do you feel at the end of the day? Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Write it all down. So now what? You've written down in full technicolor detail what you would do on your perfect day. What are you going to do with this information? I would invite you to read through what you've written. Can you see any patterns emerging? Are your values showing through? What are the recurring themes? What do you want more of in your life? Is it friendship? Is it creativity? Is it abundance? Is it family time? That was the big thing I noticed when I was writing my thing, that my whole world revolved around my family and my romantic relationship with Mac. I didn't want to do anything that would take us away from each other. We spend a lot of time together and we're the kind of really icky couple where it works for us. Where everybody goes, oh my God, don't you ever get sick of the sight of each other? And we never actually do. Is there something meaningful that you can see you're craving more of? Do you actually want more time on your own? Are you actually surrounded by loads of people all the time and really you just want 5 minutes to think? And how do these patterns affect your business dreams and ideas? Does your vision for your business take you closer to what it is you want more of? Or is it taking you further away? To go back to the bar in Spain analogy, there is no point in saying that you want to run a restaurant or a bar in Spain when you can see from this exercise that you want more time with your young children. The two do not mix, because as they get home from school, you would be disappearing to run your bar. You would be there till 2-3 o'clock in the morning. It's not going to work. However, you might realise after doing this exercise that your dream could be to open a cafe that only does lunches and afternoon teas, and that way you get to spend the evenings with your kids. Is your dream realistic? Now, despite what some business coaches will try to tell you, you cannot start or run a business chilling out on a beach all day. Business is hard. It's hard work. So you've got to make sure that you are realistic about what you can achieve. I want to know how you feel when you read what you've written. Do you feel excited? Do you feel inspired? Or do you feel something a little more unsettling? Is it resistance you feel? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Does this feel like a pipe dream? And you feel maybe that it's just not possible for you. I don't want you to go away with that feeling, because if it is how you feel, don't worry. I can help you with that. My work is all about showing you how to manifest your dream business. All I want to know is that you're sure that the feeling isn't your intuition trying to tell you that some part of this dream business day is not in alignment with your values or the kind of person that you are. There could be something that you've put in there that your gut is telling you is not going to suit. I recommend that you reread what you've written in your journal or in that workbook on a regular basis. Make changes if you want. You might try a few things and figure out that they're not for you, so scratch them. And then you might try some things that you love and you think, actually, I'd really love to do that, and add them in. Add pictures to it if you see something that speaks to you. Make it a really fun, fluid exercise that you look at all the time. Do not shove it in a drawer and put it away, because that is not how you make your dream come to life. So you might be wondering how doing this exercise can help you to create the magical business that you dream of. Is it the woo-woo law of attraction stuff at play? Is it some strange witchcraft? Well, of course, I think the universe has plenty to do with it, but it's really about showing you clearly in writing what your dreams actually are and what action you need to take to make them happen. Now you've discovered what your perfect business day actually consists of, then you can start to plan out your steps to get you there. Every time you need to make a decision, think about how it will affect your perfect business day vision. Will what you're about to do take you closer to your dream business, or will it take you further away? This is so important, and you would be amazed how far you get by just thinking this one thing before doing anything. For example, if you know that you're going to save up to take a lease out on a restaurant, then being frivolous with your money and going out to eat every week or every night may not get you there. It may drain your funds when really you should be saving them up to purchase your dream property. And I just want to finish by saying that you can start by taking baby steps. You don't have to do big things today. But what I've found is that just doing one little thing every day towards starting this business or running your business, it soon adds up. 100 baby steps soon turn into a giant leap. I love my life. I love the life that I created when I wrote my exercise, and your perfect business day may not be too far away either. So, with love and magic always, I hope you enjoyed this. I am signing out. Have a great day. And if you have any questions, please do come and find me. I'm always willing to answer.